Well, a little surprise guest today. I came into work and they said, hey, Charles Barkley may call the show. I said, yeah, all right, I'll take that. There's two networks that have the NBA. There's a reason I watch one more than the other. TNT, because of Charles Barkley. He's on a pre- and post-game show. It's the best thing on television during the NBA season. And he's always very accommodating to the press, talks to people all the time. He was a hoot when I covered the NBA in Portland, Oregon. And Charles is joining us. Charles, I was thinking about this with KD the other day. If I was KD's agent, I could never tell him, go to a worse owner and make less money. I could never tell a player that. The idea that Kevin Durant's going to take less money and go to a lousy owner in New York, if you were KD's agent, what would you tell him to do, Charles?
You know, Colin, as a guy who never won the championship, he would have played with the most talent available. Because losing sucks. Losing sucks. And no matter how much money you make, he's going to make, money from Nike. He's going to do commercials. But, I'm always fascinated when these teams break up because they can't get along. When I got traded to Phoenix, I got Dan Marley and Kevin Johnson and Sabalos, those guys, I thought I was in heaven. Playing in Philly on those teams that sucks all those years, being a one-man band, that's not a lot of fun.
What about Kawhi Leonard in Toronto where they don't attract free agents? I can win here, but I'm going to have to carry the surplus of the minutes and points. What, as Kawhi's agent, would you tell him?
I would stay in Toronto because I'm going to own a country after they win the championship tonight. He's got arguably maybe the best GM in the league. So he's always going to get him players. I mean, he might be, no disrespect to R.C. Buford or Sam Presti. I think Masai is the best GM in the NBA. He's done a fantastic job, not just this year, but because listen, trading DeRozan, firing the coach of the year, putting all your chips in the middle of the table, is one of the gutsiest moves of all time. Because everybody's going to be on his bandwagon now. If these guys had lost the first round or second round of the playoffs, we would have been killing him.
Yeah.
But now we got to praise that man. Because he could have kept DeRozan, won another 50-some games a year, and got beat in the playoffs and been content. I got nothing but respect for that man to put all his chips in the middle of the table. But Colin, what's going to be interesting, I'm watching all these people talk about free agency. Listen, if you don't get KD or Kawhi, you're not really getting a superstar.
Right.
But what's going to be really interesting, none of these guys can go to teams by themselves. That's what I hear these guys saying, well, this guy going here. So what if you get that guy? Your team's not going to be much better unless you get KD or Kawhi and another guy. Your team's not going to be in the better. If you get two decent free agents, you're just going to be a middle-of-the-road team paying two guys max dollars for the next 10 years.
Do you think LeBron wakes up this morning? He's got $500 million net worth, a bunch of rings, a great legacy, good guy. But do you think he wakes up this morning and is sort of bummed what the Lakers, like if he could do a do-over, he'd say this doesn't work? Or do you think he reached sort of Michael Jordan may have done this. He kind of reached a mogul stage. Basketball's big, but it's not everything. What do you think LeBron thinks about when he wakes up after this past year?
I think he wakes up and says, I own the state. When I went back to the Cleveland, my legend is already secure, and I can just play. If we win another one, they might make me president if I win another one in Cleveland. Because listen, going to the Lakers, I clearly don't think that was a basketball decision. That was an afterlife decision. He was going to learn the business model from Magic Johnson. And I think he made a mistake going to the Lakers, a huge mistake.
Yeah, I think you're right. Load management. I don't like it, but man, Charles, Kawhi Leonard looks healthier than these Warriors. Is the future of the NBA guys saying, I'm taking 20 games off in the regular season?
Well, if we have our stars taking 20 games off, the NBA won't be around. We can't be paying guys $40, $50, $60 million and them sitting out 20 games a year, the best players. That's not fair to the game. It's not fair to the fans. Listen, Kawhi is the perfect superstar. He's a no drama. He just wants to play basketball. First of all, he's looked like he hasn't been healthy in some of these games, in fairness. But to get back to your original point, we can't have KD, Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis sitting out 20 games a year. That's not going to work in the big picture from a financial standpoint overall for the NBA.
I've been lucky, Charles. I've worked at good companies with good bosses, and I've always felt my career to some degree, a large chunk of it, at least half, is I've been well managed and well represented. I would struggle to play for a James Dolan. I would struggle to play for Phoenix. I don't trust the ownership. When you look back at your career, did you value that, undervalue it, overvalue it? Because at Kawhi Leonard, boy, that Toronto's well run. I'd have a hard time leaving a well-run team. What do you make of the owner playing a part in the free agent decision?
Well, I think a couple of things. Number one, don't sell yourself short. You've been successful for a long time for a reason. That takes talent. Seriously though, you need to pat yourself on the back. When you're able to run shows and people know who you are for long periods of time, you're very talented. Hey, we've only seen the flash in the pan, but you've had a great, amazing career. So that, number one, pat yourself on the back. I've been blessed. I had good owners in Philly, Phoenix, and Houston. To me, the one thing that would concern me, I know if you go to Phoenix, the guy won't let the people who run the organization do their job.
Yeah.
I would have to sit down with Steve Mills and Scott Terrence and wait. Are y'all going to make the decision? Clearly we all got issues with Dolan. But my number one concern would be, are you going to let these guys do their job? Because, I've heard stories from Steve Kerr, Grant Hill, and those guys, that Robert Sarver comes over 2 and 3 in the morning talking about trade. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the general manager, one of the greatest players in Grant Hill. And the owner is coming to their house at 2, 3 in the morning trying to make trades. And you can't have an owner doing that. So, yes, that is a concern with Phoenix. And like I say, I don't know if Dolan stays in or out of it. I got to be honest with you. I'm a big Steve Mills and Scott Perry fan.
Yeah.
But one thing that bothers me about this whole thing in the NBA, Colin, I can't. When did we get to the point where we let these teams suck and they just put all their eggs in the free agent basket? Because there's not enough free agents to go around. That's what's going to be really interesting this summer.
20 seconds, Charles. 2020.
Hey, listen. No. We can't let teams just suck and wait to raise somebody free agent every year. That's not a good business model for the NBA.
Yep, I totally agree there. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.